Pass Me the Rock is back. Coop is in.
What's going on, people?
Talking baseball. Mike's again. Coop is in
That's
now.
2 times.
Yeah, you gotta
It's
keep
all right.
reminding me.
That's all right.
I should be fired from hosting duties. So.
Yikes. Well, you do the job better than I ever could, so we'll keep you on.
It's not a very difficult job, but it's one that I continuously screw up. Anyways, World Series was last night. Nationals emerged victorious. They upset the Houston Astros. It is crazy. When I thought about, I don't know if you remember back on the wild card game, but 8th inning, and the Brewers outfielder Trent Grisham made a brutal error that ended up handing the Nationals the game. Do you think about what would happen if he hadn't made that error?
I don't know. It might be a radically different World Series.
I mean, it would be, yeah.
I personally watched Game 6 and 7. Seems like the best 2 games to catch.
Yeah,
I was on the edge of my seat.
I mean, they both kind of ended up in blowouts, but it was pretty. The Astros jump out and the Nationals come back, and in the end, the Nationals run away with it. Yeah, it was just entertaining, and seeing guys got. The thing with me was that like the big names showed out for this World Series.
Right, the pitching comes to mind for me. Pitching shootout.
Scherzer rising from the dead in Game 7, and Strasburg like kind of living up to his early career hype, and then obviously Soto and Rendon. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect them to win. I don't know if you did, but
the Nats.
Yeah,
I was sure coming into Game 6. Well, you know what? I'll be honest. I thought there was gonna be a Game 7. Middle of Game 6, I was like, I don't know. And then, like you said, like if to me it was like a pitching shootout, you could cut the tension with a knife through like the first 5. Then the pitchers like started ramping up, and then like it would just be like a little bit of a let through the crack, and then that was the game. Like I think that was a narrative for the last 2 games, but it was great. It was great baseball.
I didn't think going in that they were going to win the World Series. I thought when they jumped 2-0 that Houston would at least force it to come back for a Game 6 in Houston. But when Washington dropped all 3 at home and it was going 3-2 back to Houston, I again thought they had no chance. It's just one of those things where I just didn't think that they were that good.
And Houston has the objectively better team.
Yeah, and I was
in every sense.
I was just dead wrong. I mean, I picked them to win the wild card game, and then after that, I picked them to lose every single playoff series, and dead wrong.
Well, that seems to be like you were saying before. I think you said on past podcasts or radio that has been a major sort of story. Or like the narrative for the Nats coming into the season, like they were 19-31. Nobody thought they were even going to go anywhere.
They lost their guy, Bryce Harper, the guy that put them on the map in the offseason, and then they had the 3rd worst record in baseball at the end of May.
Doesn't Bryce Harper look silly now, except for the extension, of course. I mean, he got his money, but
he'll dry his tears with his $330 million.
But no, I loved it. I love an underdog story, and this is exactly what the Nats were this season.
Backs against the wall. They played 5 elimination games across the
crazy.
I mean, 2 in the World Series, 2 in the NLDS, and then obviously the wild card game, and they won all of them. And yeah, I mean, you can't talk enough about the big plays that they made down the stretch. But it was an entertaining World Series for me. It was a fun World Series to watch. DC, now has won 2 in the last 3 years. Capitals, and I mean, they're still a tortured sports city. So yeah, I would congratulate them. I mean, they still have to watch the Redskins and the now waiting on the Skins and the Wizards. But moving forward for both these teams, I mean, Garrett Cole will probably walk in the offseason. Anthony Rendon and Steven Strasburg will probably test the free agency waters.
Where do you think Strasburg goes?
I don't know where Strasburg goes, but Strasburg has a 4-year, $100 million left on his extension, including a season in 2023 where he'd be paid $45 million in 1 year. And he's still going to opt out of it because I think he's going to get more than the 7 years, $210 million that starters are just somewhere handed now. Yeah, I don't think there's a scenario where they keep both Anthony Rendon and Steven Strasburg, especially with the contract that they already signed Corbin to. I mean, both of them are going to get $30 million a year contracts. So, I don't think that there's a scenario they keep both, and there's definitely not a scenario where the Astros keep Garrett Cole.
So where do you think both teams end up? It was funny. I was watching the game last night, and one of the commentators made a great point that both teams play and house themselves in the same spring training facility, which is going to be hilarious.
It is crazy.
Where do you think? I think the Astros will be all right. I think they're still definitely a legit contender next year.
I think the Astros will be fine. I think both teams will be fine. I think you'll see both teams back in the postseason next year. I mean, obviously they'd both be losing major pieces because again, there's really no chance. I mean, Garrett Cole in the press conference last night was wearing a Scott Boras hat. That's his agent. So he's testing free agency. Yankees are obviously in play. Angels are in play. For Garrett Cole, he's gonna make money. He's a Cy Young. He's a Cy Young type pitcher. He might win it. It's what he is. But Strasburg, I don't know where Strasburg will go. Maybe he'll stay with Washington, but I just don't see. It's too much. It's too much money. I can't imagine a scenario in my mind where Washington signs two $200+ million deals in the same offseason.
Especially not when they can kind of recover without all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially, too, given Strasburg's injuries history, too. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a gamble I would make. If I had to guess, they'd keep Rendon, and I don't know what they'd do to Strasburg. Because Strasburg is a guy, too, that they built around for 10 years. Like, when you
Well,
think
now
of
you
the
got young
Washington
guys.
Nationals, yeah. When you think of the Washington Nationals, Steven Strasburg, but, and Soto, and not
Juan
for a
Soto,
while,
man.
won't be due, but he's crazy.
He's so disrespectful, too. You see when Correa, I believe it was, hit the home run.
It was
and
Bregman.
Then, it was Bregman. Get my guys mixed up. Bregman hit the home run, and then he went over to first base, and then Juan did the same thing.
He's a funny guy, though. He's a fun guy to root for. He's just electricity.
Yeah.
Really just oozes it.
Kid likes to play.
Yeah. Play loud, I think, was the MLB. He's definitely somebody down the road that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. He just turned 21.
That's ridiculous.
He's got 15 years left in this
Jerry,
thing.
we're 19.
I know.
Wow.
I'm not a year. He was 20 he was 20 in game 1 of the World Series. Like, I'm not a year from now going to be able to play in the no.
That's crazy to think, man. But we're doing big things over here at the ICTV or the WRCR radio station.
Yeah.
We're definitely up next.
Live streaming, so we'll be there soon. Yeah.
But
we'll be more famous than Juan Soto in 15
years. 100%. Juan Soto will be asking to come on our show.
Seriously.
I'm prediction now.
We should get him for that class project.
That'd be crazy. He might do it too. Who knows? Demare just said that you can get pretty much anyone.
Juan Soto, I think, is a little busy right now.
Probably
going to get on Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or whatever Tonight shows. I don't watch any of them, but whatever Tonight shows are on, he'll probably be on those.
It's ridiculous.
Or maybe he'll sneak some time in next Thursday at 3 for a little bit.
That'd be crazy.
So switching gears, I guess, weekend now to the NBA season.
Yeah, we could talk about the Celtics game.
The Celtics game last night. That was pretty epic.
Celtics Bucks. How do you feel?
I feel a lot better than them than I did a week ago after they lost to Philly. I knew one game reactions aren't a big thing, and you got to be careful after reacting to 4 games. They're 3-1. But one thing I've noticed is that Tatum is aggressive. He's basically eliminated his play from last year. He's all threes and layups now. He was easily the spark plug to that third quarter
100%.
round last night. Kemba
25
figured out a shot. Yeah, Kemba's figured it out. 2 straight 30-point games now. I mean, everybody knew he was going to figure out. My guy, my big guy though this season so far has been Gordon Hayward.
Yeah,
his renaissance of sorts.
Yeah, like you're talking about a guy that you want to produce.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He had 21, 7, and 10 that game.
I mean, yeah, and
he's been averaging, right?
Yeah, I mean, he almost had a triple-double. He's been great. He's been more aggressive. And even the other night against the Knicks, he had a quiet game, but he was still involved. He was still making plays. I mean,
that's what they wanted to be, right?
He's just being the Gordon Hayward that they thought they were going to get. So that was one thing. Then obviously Marcus Smart is Marcus Smart. You know, he was terrorizing Giannis all night last night. He's, in my opinion, the most unique player in the NBA. He's added a drop shot to his game, so he's offensively reliable, and defensively, you know what he is.
Yeah.
Even when he's guarding big men, it's not a mismatch. He's so strong. He's a pit bull. He's a hustler, grit guy. And then Jaylen Brown, too, has been great this season. The bench guys, Carson Edwards, Grant Williams has been great. Romeo Langford got in last night for a couple minutes. He's been
solid. I mean, everyone's been solid, and I think they've been kind of recovering from that pacing problem. I saw a little bit versus Philly, and even a little bit versus the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not to get on Kyrie, who, by the way, you saw it, but mood swings, you know, ding dong, which is dead. Like, he's gone. That cancer is gone.
I actually want to touch on that later.
Yeah. So they look great. I don't know if you have anything to add. That was pretty in depth, but
no, that was that. Yeah, you hit it on the head. I said, you know,
I mean,
all
listen,
those guys,
like after 4 games, I'm not going to pick them to win the NBA Finals, but I feel good about this team. They're gelling, and I don't know. I feel good. I feel like they do. You know, again, you know, beating Milwaukee in October means nothing, but I feel a lot better now than some of my questions are already beginning to be answered.
Well, for me, I mean, that showed heart. That showed heart. That showed that once they get their pacing underway and they're nice and gelled together, I believe, you know, they can be a high scoring, high production offense.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see from a Boston team.
Yeah. I mean, 4 guys were up or near 20 points last night. I think Smart finished with 19, but, I I mean, somebody posed the question last night. Do last year's Celtics with Kyrie Irving win that game?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Not a chance.
Well, that's what I was going to get into. So I don't know if you've been reading the NBA. Kyrie, we were looking at it in class yesterday. His comments, right?
Not in class, before class. We were obviously being very studious.
Yeah, very studious students. Well, a new kind of not production, but like a new what's the word I'm looking for?
I guess
continuation, event, whatever it is.
Chapter.
Yeah. Kyrie clapped back on the Brooklyn organization's worries about his mood swings, and he said, he's kind of just he's not really worried about it. He's not really concerned with what other people have to think about his mood swings, which to me was kind of like a passive aggressive little shot at the organization. That's not something I like to see. I sniff danger. Let that be known.
My thing with this is actually like, I don't blame Kyrie in this situation, because it's not like this is a new development. Like, he was moody all year last year. I mean, 1 minute he was best friends with everyone. The next minute he was like basically cursing out the press. And
you don't think that's on him?
Saying he couldn't. I don't think that's on him, because, the Nets knew what they were getting into when they signed him. Like, this isn't a new development. Like, Kyrie Irving's mentality, his character issues aren't a new story.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty well documented that he kind of he couldn't gel with LeBron. He couldn't gel in Boston with all the young guys. So now you bring him in, you're suddenly shocked that
another
he's got
young
some character issues with another team. I don't know. I mean, it's not that Kyrie is completely innocent, but like, when you leave a glass of milk on the edge of the table and the 3-year-old hits it on the floor, who do you blame?
Yeah, yourself. That's true. That was actually what I was going to ask you. If you're sitting and you're a team like the Brooklyn Nets, you already got KD and you want someone else to kind of compliment him, and you got a guy like Kyrie that can score 50 points on the opening night, but he's can be a bit cancerous in the locker room. Do you take that? I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
they probably knew what they were getting into.
Yeah, if he's if it's KD's team down the line and Kyrie's gonna be taking a secondary role, then like, it's not a big deal. But right now, Kyrie isn't in that secondary role. And honestly, if it concerns you about his mood swings, you shouldn't have signed him in the first place. Because again,
it's true.
It's been well documented, especially over the last year, that his character, his mood swings, I don't know if he's struggling with mental health or whatever, but you can't get on a guy for struggling with mental health, and you can't get on a guy for being moody when you knew he was moody. He's a moody person.
Right.
It is what it is.
Do we want to? We have 3 minutes left.
We can go a little longer on this.
We can go a little longer. Cool, because I wanted to talk about the Cat and the Timberwolves. Something that I didn't personally see coming. I know Cat got Western Conference Player of the Week, and plus now with Steph breaking his hand, do you see Minnesota doing something this year?
No, they're still bad.
Yeah, probably
they
not.
lost like 20-something last night. I mean, listen, Cat's playing out of his mind, but and Steph broke his hand. He'll be out for a few months. The Warriors said they're scouting for a high draft pick. I think that's a little dramatic, but I mean, no, I mean, I don't really see them doing anything. I still think, the Warriors probably drop back in the hierarchy of the West a little bit.
Definitely.
But, I still see both teams in LA better than them. Denver, Utah, Houston, guys like that. Even Phoenix. Phoenix is like 3-2. They're playing well. They're gelling.
Yeah.
Aaron Baines.
And they're without DeAndre Ayton too.
Yeah.
Ricky Rubio. Well, for that one game.
Well, in the end, who would you rather have at starter? DeAndre Ayton or Aaron Baines? I don't know.
DeAndre Ayton.
No, I don't know. Aaron Baines. But no, I'm just kidding. But obviously I'd take DeAndre Ayton. But the Suns, and then, I don't know. I see all those teams better than Minnesota right now. Minnesota really hasn't shown me anything in the past to prove. Like, they have Cat, but then like Wiggins hasn't really played up to his potential.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Wiggins.
He's not that big deal and
just stopped wanting to play basketball.
Yeah, but it's been a crazy, and that fight I really didn't see coming. I always thought Cat was kind of a softie, but to say that he lost that fight would be incorrect. The only reason Embiid won, the only reason Embiid got out of there before the crowd emerged, Cat had Embiid in the head.
Yeah.
When Embiid goes raised among lions or whatever, he's wrong, and the Sixers ended up winning by 26 or 20 something. So. I guess Embiid gets the last laugh, but we'll see. I think the rematch is in March, so maybe the tempers will be flared by then.
I'm sure they will. I know Embiid says he wants to stay in Cat's head. Like, I feel like Embiid is a very kind of in your head type of guy. Like, well, if he has a perceived win over you, he's not going to let you.
He
talking. So he's not gonna let that live you. He's not gonna let you live that down.
he said last night that he is done with trash talk. No.
That's what he said.
He said I'm done with. He tweeted that out. He said I'm done with trash talk.
No.
No.
It's part of the way it's part of the way the kid
It's
plays.
part of his thing, and I really don't think that Embiid is this big bad tough guy that he wants to believe. He wants everyone to believe he is, because other than Cat, this is really the first time he's had a beef with somebody his size. Because you look at all the other fights he's gotten into his career, it's been with like Russell Westbrook, Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier. You seeing a pattern? These guys are all like 6'3", 6'4" compared to him being like 7'1".
Didn't he also get into a scuffle with Marcus Smart at some point?
Yeah, Marcus Smart too. Again, another guy that's like 6'4". So yeah, it's easy to get into the beefs with guys that are a foot smaller than you, or Cat, who's seen as kind of a softie around the league, especially by Jimmy Butler. But yeah.
Imagine fighting someone like Serge. He wouldn't fight Serge Ibaka.
No.
Serge Ibaka doesn't care.
No, not a chance.
Serge Ibaka would swing.
But yeah, so
very interesting NBA.
Yeah, Kawhi, Clippers
dominating.
Anthony Davis looking good.
Yeah, and he said he's warming up to center too, so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. I mean, it seems like they're having a lot of the Lakers are playing a lot of big men, having a lot of people play out of position.
That Lakers lineup is weird because it's
funky, right?
It's LeBron, it's Avery Bradley, it's Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, and then throw a fourth guy in here. But
maybe Danny Green.
Danny Green usually, yeah. But it's bizarre. I mean, I guess LeBron's running point, but it's a very big lineup. I mean, the shortest guy there is Avery Bradley. He's
kind of like a throwback to the 90s.
Yeah, so it's a big lineup. It's kind of interesting because you see a lot of small ball, shooting the three a lot these days. But none of those.
It seems to be. I mean,
in there.
Seems to be working.
Yeah, I mean,
it's them and the Clippers up there now. That especially since Steph broke his hand.
Yeah, Steph broke his hand, and Klay Thompson probably not in the season. Draymond hurt his back.
Talk about being a Warriors fan, going from absolute dominance to literally nothing within a season.
Bad for you.
I don't feel bad for him either, but you know what I mean. Like it's unfortunate.
It's like poor you. It's like
poor you.
Run is finally hit kind of a halt.
So if that happens to your Patriots, would you feel the same way?
I mean, I'll be upset, but no. I mean, Belichick said that he's coaching well into his 70s now, so I'm not really concerned. I mean, losing Brady would stink, but
Okay, so I read something that says Brady wants to go.
That's all.
I don't believe that, right?
I hear the same song and dance every year. It's maybe it's true. I won't believe it until I see it.
Right.
In fact, I won't believe Tom Brady is leaving until Tom Brady is leaving.
Why would you leave that? Like, why would you leave the organization? You have such a good setup there.
Kellerman the other day was like, the Patriots are straight up Tom Brady for Phillip Rivers. I'm like, no.
Phillip Rivers.
He wants the Patriots to go straight up Tom Brady for Phillip Rivers. It's
See, ESPN, I have, somewhat of a conspiracy theory on ESPN. I think they just say stuff for ratings.
Obviously, they still say stuff for ratings. I mean, so does Fox Sports. I mean, Skip Bayless today touted a big announcement. Everybody thought he was going to announce his retirement. Turns out he just announced that he forgave Kawhi Leonard. He's going to call him by his name now instead of his number, and he's wearing Kawhi Leonard Clippers jerseys now. So it's like it's all a ratings grab now. But nobody's respectable like us, Coop.
Yeah, we keep it fair and we keep it real journalism on this side.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap it up here. When we come back, we'll probably talk a little change up UFC.
MMA.
Yeah, MMA. We're going to dive into some new waters here. So
be back in like 2 minutes.
We'll get into it. What?
Dude,